live already.
Get drop van the car. But before you land. Alright, okay. May I talk with the arm?
Is it okay?
The arm, if even with him. You should be organized if you don't talk with this one. I will pick up tomorrow. We can pick it back up tomorrow and drive up the road. Early, if you want. I take it out my arm.
Right there with that trailer. Right there.
And many of you who have children aspiring to go to international universities. In England, you would hear about University of London, University of Cambridge, and University of Oxford. And in the United States, you will hear about Harvard and Yale and Columbia University and so on. These are the Ivy League universities internationally. Mr. Aloy Hunt also had the distinction of training and receiving a formidable part of his education at Cambridge University in England. So this is a double whammy for a candidate with the knowledge and the capacity from a training at Sandhurst and also training at Cambridge University. He also has a master's in business administration from the Anglia Ruskin University. And I'm trying to get the information from the back of my mind. So these are just 3 areas of sound qualifications and knowledge, having served in the Defense Force of Trinidad and Tobago. And during the 1990 uprising, when we had, many of you are probably younger than 30 years of age here, when we had the uprising in 1990, Mr. Aloy Hunt was in Tobago, doing his work in Tobago, trying to ensure that Tobago didn't go the same way that Trinidad went. So here, let us give a round of applause for your formidable candidate, Mr. Aloy Hunt, who undoubtedly with your support will win this St. Joseph seat and ensure that the United National Congress and Mrs. becomes your Prime Minister once again for a second term. I don't think you can ask anywhere in the Caribbean whether Mrs. Bissessa is fit for the Prime Ministership of Trinidad and Tobago. You will hear a resounding yes. That is a Prime Minister. I had the honor and privilege of working with her between 2010 and 2015. She called me at 4 o'clock in the morning and she said, Tim, appointing you Minister of Education, don't call me back and don't ask me nothing. But my strength also has been in health. So I said to her, I will work to the best of my ability. Mrs. Bissessa led a team, the most diverse team, a most diverse cabinet, representing the cosmopolitan population of Trinidad and Tobago. And there is no doubt that Mrs. Bissessa is more than fully capable and competent to run this country for another 5 years and even more. So let us show our appreciation for an internationally distinguished personality who stood tall in the rest of the world with world leaders, with Her Majesty the Queen. And wherever she went, she was treated with the respect and dignity. I don't want you to forget that Mrs. Bissessa was leader of the Commonwealth for a 6-month period when she took over the reins as leader of the Commonwealth countries, the 54 countries. So this is what you have as a prime minister in waiting, so that Monday night, when we will all be celebrating the victory of the United National Congress, you will feel very satisfied and very proud to have your candidate, Mr. Aloy Hunt, and Mrs. Bissessar as your Prime Minister. Between 2010 and 2015, was the best performing government this country had ever had since we became independent in 1962 and since we had a Republic Constitution in 1976. Mrs. Bissessar's team had an unprecedented ability to deliver. And you remember her motto was deliver, deliver, deliver. Serve the people, serve the people, serve the people. So every member of her cabinet was undoubtedly committed to knowing that they have to work very diligently, work very smart, and serve the people. So we excelled in education, we excelled in health, we excelled in infrastructure, we took care of all the thousands and thousands of citizens who needed social assistance program. We took care of the crime situation. The crime situation was the lowest ever in the history of Trinidad and Tobago for 30 years under Mrs. Bissessar's reign. So ladies and gentlemen, then in education, Mrs. Bissessar has indicated that she is going to bring back the laptops to the students entering Form 1 from when we get back into office. We have given 95,000 laptops to children, to principals, to teachers, to school supervisors. And our work in the ICT in education was at the forefront. We were the leaders in education with the rest of the world. 102 ministers of education congratulated Trinidad and London in 2012 for our work in ICT in education with the laptop program. But you hear Keith Rowley saying now that the laptop program was not good. And you remember him saying that we were giving Duncy Head children laptops. You must never forgive him for that. You can imagine thousands of children who couldn't afford a laptop had their laptops in their hands. They were able to do their homework. They were able to interact with the principals. They were able to share it with their household, with their siblings. And over 300,000 citizens of Trinidad and Tobago became knowledgeable with information communication technology. So ladies and gentlemen, the presidential candidate, Mrs. Hillary Clinton, at Organization of American States meeting in Washington, congratulated Trinidad and Tobago for our pioneering work of Mrs. Bissessar in the one laptop program for child entering into secondary school. So we were equal with China, with Singapore, with South Korea, with Hong Kong, and all the developed countries in the eastern part of the world. Trinidad and Tobago was leading in Latin America and Caribbean, with Uruguay and Brazil and Argentina. We were at the forefront. And what have they done since they came in? They scrapped the entire laptop program. Not a child was able to get a laptop. So they deprived the poor child, the child who couldn't afford, and they deprived everyone of the laptops. Then you heard Mr. Aloy Hunt speaking about the schools. I couldn't imagine that as Minister of Education, under the directorship of Mrs. Bissessar, could have built 106 schools in Trinidad and Tobago. We built 69 early childhood education centers, 31 primary schools, and we built 8 more secondary schools. And when we demitted office, we had almost 70 schools under various levels of completion. Early childhood education centers, primary schools. Your St. Joseph Secondary School here was under almost completion. Look at it today. They have been vandalized. The roof has been taken off. The inside has been stolen. And that is what Rowley and his PNM government did to our people right here in St. Joseph. You must never forget that. So we were leaders in school construction. We had the best performance in education in 2014 in SEA, CSEC and CAPE, and we bettered that in 2015. So my brothers and sisters, I think I can speak for another hour or 2 hours with you, but I think you want to get some entertainment now before the political leader and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago arrives. And when she arrives, I want to hear a tumultuous applause for Mrs. Bisessa, because on Monday night she will be your next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Come out early on Monday morning. Don't let the COVID issue scare you. Wear your mask. Come with your sanitizer. You might have to wait in the line. Keep your distance 6 feet from the next person, and you will be taken care of in the polling division. Do not be disturbed by the negatives that they will put out for you. Go out and vote. Don't fail to vote. We must get more than 12,000 votes here in St. Joseph, and we must have a resounding victory for Aloy Hunt. Long live our political leader. Long live the United National Congress, which is 32 years young. And may we be happy in joining Mr. Aloy Hunt to the repertoire of competence and capability in the United National Congress. Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters. Have a lovely evening. Thank you. Yes.
My UNC family, let's give it up for former Minister of Education, Tim Gopi, saying, make some noise. We are here in our numbers, a sea of yellow, and we are ready to take back government. Are we ready to return Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisessa back as Prime Minister? Are you ready to vote for Aloy Hunt? On Monday the 10th, go out and vote for the UNC. Now we have performance by our very own Squeezy and Company.
Want to say a special good day to everybody here. We told you all change was coming, and you didn't believe it. And now change is here, and change looks good. Everybody who say, Mr. Aloy Hunt, go in with it for St. Joseph. Let me see that man. Let me see that flag. Make some noise. Is he right about now? Today as we move in through these beautiful constituencies, and we're here in the constituency of St. Joseph, we got some entertainment here with us today. And here with us is a man, one of the most controversial artists right now, but here today is a UNC supporter, and he's supporting the United National Congress from his heart. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome for the man called Trinidad Killer.
Wait. Where the people who play? You fed up on the PNM government, it's time to go. Monday morning you're making sure and go out early and vote. Make some noise! PNM is waste of time. PNM is waste of time. Waste the country time for so long. 10th of August is the time where UNC is gonna shine. Auntie Kamala wins the crown. Anybody agree with that squeeze?
Hey!
I want every UNC flag in the air. Feel the power, feel the power, feel the power UNC in the area. Feel the power, feel the power, feel the power UNC in the area. Feel the power, feel the power, feel the power UNC in the area. Center August coming down. UNC we coming strong. We come purple right back down. I'm not running from this one. Every day's on my face. I'm taking a white to watch the face. I hope I might be able to do the dance. I'm gonna see you now. Digest. You went to party, I never come so wait. Oh, you come close now. Big up yourself, we voting out here, they play
Yes,
back.
sir. Run it again, then.
Squeeze it, come down, and you come down.
Run it again.
Feel the power, UNC in the area. Feel the power, where the flags are, you wave the flag. Feel the power, UNC in the area. Feel the power. 10th of August coming up. UNC we coming
Joseph. Yeah. And I wasn't like, you know that. Turn up this mic a little bit here for me, please. Turn it up. We in St. Joseph. And I always had to understand this. Yeah. Let me say, give me that mix. Hey, 10th of August coming down. Everybody here, they vote is strong. You're going to do what you want, but make sure you vote for Ally Hunter. That is the man out here in the place. He going and pick the people and race. Everybody don't know he's the best. Ally Again, 10th of August coming strong. Put the X next to the right next song. All right, Hunter, this the man. Give a look at me, go over that. 10th of August coming strong. Alloy Hunty is the man. Put the X next to the rising sun. You know you're going to vote for that man, eh? This is the man going and bring change. He going and make sure the place will rain. This is the man that always the best. Put your right hand in the air. UNC party. Them is with us. Give a jump on, man. Big up everybody. We want to say on August 10th, when you go to the polls, put your X next to the rising sun. Where the people who vote them go to say, make some noise. No, them not vote. No. All who's going to vote on Monday morning, August 10th for Mr. Alloy Hunt, let me hear some noise. Make some noise, more noise. And this is what we're saying. It's time for us to bring home the St. Joseph seat to where it rightfully belongs. Mr. Alloy Hunt, that's the man. Officers. I want to see every UNC flag in the air. Put it up. Put it up, put it up, put it up. Hey, hey. Put it up, put it up, put it up. I see some weight. Pull up. When the people who go out, put the X by the rising sun, put your hand in the air. Hand in the air. Set the hand in the air. Hand in the air. Hand in the air. And everybody, blind the whole we want that. UNC on the whole we want that. Come on the whole. UNC on the whole. Come on the whole we want that. We that. And then they dip the finger then slow. And then dip the finger and then they get. You show it. And they show it. No. Now we are here today. Also joining us is the next member of Parliament for St. Augustine, Miss Khadija Amin. She's here with us today. Our political leader, the Honorable Miss Kamala Prasad Bissessa. She's on the way here also. Hear what I'm saying now? Now everybody done know the truth. August 10th, that's gonna be the day. You're gonna dip your hand in the ink for the rising sun. I say, look, vote for all I have. And Miss Khadija Amin. Because you done know for this country, the UNC party is the way. It's time for Kamala to get back in the office that she really deserves. And we know that's the Prime Minister, and I'm going to say that here without any word. Mr. Alloy Hunt is here, and we voting him here for true. Now Khadija Amin, go on with your seat, and everybody don't know that's true, so everybody know. I'm blood the whole we want that. We want that. UNC on the whole. UNC on the whole. Yeah, give me good morning. No, good morning. Hear this. Give me good morning. Squeeze your ankle, pick up yourself. You have a whole heat of artists here. Yes. Mr. G.I. Mr. G.I. the Chutney Soca Mona King is here with us today. Yeah. My good brother Brian Mohan is here with us today. I'm a Superman. When the truck start up and they leave it, and UNC start campaigning, Kamala she does work real hard. He and them rub we with no mask.
move, B&M move, then we pass. I said to move, B&M move, then we pass. Rowley, he to dirty, he to damn evil. He should have known not to test God people. I said to move, B&M move, then we pass. Sing it.
Well, killer, where you stop for? The people enjoying your show. On August 10th, when you voted for UNC, everybody that know. Everybody put your flag in the air. Wave them round and around. But on August 10th, 4 o'clock, they all in your vote for the right answer.
Move, B&M move, let we pass. I said to move now, move, B&M. Sing, sing.
Pass.
Rowley, he to dirty, he to damn evil. He should have known not to test God. Give me inside. Inside. One more. Let me drop one more.
Killer, you know, you can't say that.
Let me drop one more. This one good.
Drop one more for Big.
Inside.
One more for Killer.
Get a phone call and the cancer come over. Then I look on the media. The cancer say Vincent, St. Lucia, Jamaica. Then there's not some phone call and email. Corona had the whole world in jail. I want everybody to help me sing this soon before you know it. It has gone like this. PNM is waste of time. PNM is waste of time. Wasting country time for so long. Then the month in the time the UNC is going to shine. LAD's in play that. Sing it one more time. PNM is waste of time. PNM is waste of time. Wasting country time for so long.
Pull up. I want to introduce, yeah, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. She's here with us today. The Honorable Miss Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Now is the time to reduce the tax. Now is the time for all crime to stop. This is the time we're not giving up puppets.
So let's all join together as one. If you believe that the time has come, election day when you spread your hand, it's for the UNC and the rising sun.
What time it is? What time it is? Now is the time for action. What time it is? What time it is? What time it is? Now is the time for action. Now is the time to put them out. 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 Now is the time.
So let's all join together as one. If you believe that the time has come, election day when you spread your hand, it's for the UNC and the rising sun.
What time it is? What time it is? What time it is? Now is the time for action. What time it is? What time it is? What time it is? Now is the time for action. Hey! All the GI, you know. Look, GI, you know. I think I'm right here. The next Prime Minister is here with us.
This is a story
They know what
about a
they want to say.
company called PMT that turned
Put your hand in the air. Here we go.
The people want the UNC. The people need the UNC. The people want the UNC. The people need. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. My people have no fear and become nice. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. Agriculture people can make a living under the rolling B&M and we only suffering. I'm not the thief for the treasury and full their pocket. Curry and the friends them they run well rocket. Yes, they run well rocket. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. My people have no fear and become nice. Now is the time that we vote in UNC. Now is the
Everybody do the dance like this, summer. 1, 2, 3, let me go. Slip your finger in the ink for the USC, for the USC.
Just elbow them out. Some people not listening. Elbow out. Spread, spread, spread. Over the road, elbows.
All right, I have to give all your order now. Please, a little more distance, a little more. Otherwise, they will shut us down. This is the requirement. If we don't follow through, they will close us down. So please, spread out a little bit, everybody. Just a little bit. Spread out, spread out. We must conform to COVID rules. Okay, thanks. We looking better now? We good? Good to go. Yes, ma'am. Take it away.
Okay. This is a very disciplined party, so thank you. The next minister in my government, Aloy Hunt. And I will not say like Rowley said, Terrence, you know. A man doing a press conference with Terrence. When they asked a question on COVID, Rowley looked at Terrence and said, what? But he's not a real doctor. We have a real doctor tonight. Dr. Tim Gopi Singh is here with us. We have many real doctors in the UNC, so be not afraid. Now, what I am worried about, they are creating so much fear with this COVID. That is to keep you away from coming to vote on Monday. Do not be afraid. Come out early and cast your X next to the rising sun. Come out early on Monday morning because we have to move Terrence out of St. Joseph now and forever. And everywhere you are, in every constituency, cast your X next to the rising sun. Khadija Amin, my sister, who has been with me, what? If I tell you how long, I get real old, but it's a long time. Khadija has been with the UNC from now and forever. She's a loyal, dedicated, committed supporter of this party. She's also a very beautiful girl. She give her a round of applause. And she's also very brilliant. Did you know that? You only think she's pretty, but she's very brilliant. She has a master's in business administration. Give her a round of applause. A cabinet has to be formed, not with a pharmacist. Terrence, I think he's a pharmacist.
Self-acclaimed clinical pharmacist. He's really a fellow who used to stay behind the counter.
Okay. And, well, he's not a real doctor. And Khadija is very highly qualified. You know what's more important though? She's been with this party now and forever. I reward loyalty, but I also reward commitment and I reward capability. She's very capable to be part of the next cabinet of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And for Lieutenant Aloy Hunt, wow, what can I say? This fella graduate from University of Cambridge, from Sandhurst. You couldn't get better than that. Give her a round of applause. Mr. Stuarty, Minister of All-Purpose Everything Flower, right? Stuarty is your Minister of National Insecurity. No training. This is a man who went to the cabinet 57 times. Think of that. To pull himself out of the cabinet when the decision was being made. Why? Because it concerned his friends and his family. Now the cabinet sits once a week. So 57 times he recused himself as the saying law. 57, that man missed a whole year of cabinet meetings. A year has what, 52 weeks? 52 weeks, right? He missed 57. More than 1 year. These are the people who want to govern you. I say, let us vote them out on Monday. If you have a job, vote for Aloy, vote for Khadija, vote for the UNC everywhere. Let us vote for lower taxes for working people. If you do not have a job, If you do not have a job, let us vote for the UNC to create 50,000 new jobs. And you know, always, my heart has always been with the children. And all of us have children, grandchildren, nephew, niece, son or daughter. If you love your children, vote for the UNC to give back the laptops. And if you love your children, vote for the UNC. I'll tell you why. In 2010, I promised you something, and I kept my promise. People are having bake sale and cake sale, you remember? To do what? To get money to take care of children when they get sick. The first note I took to cabinet was note number 1 of 2010, when I became your prime minister with your help. The first note was to establish the Children's Life Fund. But these wicked people, incompetent people, they use the law we created to deny health care to children in need. So tonight, I promise you and I pledge to you, I will amend the law. I will amend the Children's Life Fund law to allow all our children to get free health care. So we have a plan with many more things, but I think those are important ones. First, any worker, we want to lower your taxes. Any business, we want to lower your taxes. So personal income tax, corporate taxes, because we have to get businesses going again, put more money in their pockets to get this economy going again, to get TNT working again. Point 1, I said, I'll repeat it. The second, if you do not have a job under the Rowley party, over 100,000 people have lost jobs. And the only way we can make that better is come Monday, August 10th, vote for your UNC candidate. So we can form the government to create 50,000 new jobs. And do you love your children? Do you love your children? And if you love your children, vote for the UNC on Monday to give back the laptops to our children for their education. And even more, if you love your children, vote for the UNC on Monday so we can change and amend the Children's Life Fund. So every child in need for health care, we will be able to help them. So listen to me, how we vote in Monday. Go out early on Monday morning. You will have delays, so you have to go out very early. Do not wait till after lunch. You're going 5 o'clock. Well, good to you. Go early and cast that vote. Do not be afraid. We have made representation to the EBC, our party. They said before you come in the station, sanitize. You see, I'm Rowley party trying to frighten you so you will not come and vote. Do not be afraid. From when you enter the station, sanitize. Before you vote, before you dip your finger in that ink, sanitize. Then you dip your finger in the ink. And after that, you cast your vote, and then you come back and dip your finger in the ink. So, you will be sanitized at every step of the way. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. The Rowley party is trying to get you scared. Come out early on Monday. Cast your vote for Aloy Hunt. Cast your vote for Khadija Amin. And cast your vote for every UNC candidate. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're on the move. Okay. Where's Biggs? What happening? What you doing, Biggs? Squeezy those Biggs, boy. Squeezy, give us a little rap there.
Now is the time!